Hi, this is a quite old sewing machine, bought in Lidl quite a while ago. Its model is Delta mm902. Couldn't really find the service manual for this, and it has a problem. Problem is that it's actually not stitching. So what can we do? Well, could throw it away or try and see if it can be fixed. Now, turns out that there are already videos that tell you how to adjust the needle so it can catch the thread that sits here below. That wasn't actually our problem. Our problem was a little bit deeper here. So let's try and open it and see what happens. First thing, we open this little compartment here, and if you are familiar with this type of machinery, you just know that you just release these two hinges, one on the side, one on the side, and you can take the bobbin from this little metal part out, and you can also take this little metal frame out as well. Oh, and this is gonna come off. Right, now let's have a bit of a deeper look at what happens when I turn the handle on the right side. Right, you see the mechanism turns, gets to the end, then I get the needle comes down, brings the thread, and then this part here, you can see, it's called a hook. This is the one that's supposed to catch the thread, right? If this hook is too far on the left or too far on the right, when the needle comes down, it won't catch the thread, you don't get stitches, right? So apparently this can happen, and we had to figure out how to fix it. Now, I cannot adjust the position of this hook from this side. So what we have to do is we have to get inside the machine, and there's another place where that can be done. I'm gonna turn the machine over and see if we can make sense of the problem. Now, the machine at the bottom has 4 screws. I already taken a couple of them out. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna take the other 2. You can use a Phillips screwdriver, you can use a flat one. They will take both, as long as the screwdriver is big enough. Some of the screws, when they come from factory, they can be incredibly tight, so make sure you have a good grip on the machine. Now, there we go. Back plate comes off. We're inside. Now, I'm gonna take a small torch so we can actually try and figure out what is actually inside here. What we're interested in is a couple of parts on this side. Now, you see, if I turn the handle, you see something is moving here, and there is, very clearly, there is a bolt here, right? And this is part of a small clamp that catches this metal rod here, this round one, this side, and that's the piece of metal that brings the movement back to the hook on the other side of the machine. So if we need to change the hook position, what we have to do is we have to loosen this one here inside. That would detach this metal rod from the engine, and then we are free to move it until it's in the right position. Now what you have to do now is you have to loosen this screw here, and to do that you need an Allen key. So go down with an Allen key. Now the way I found this screw was again very tight, so what I had to do is put the screwdriver in to get more lever. Now you can turn. As you can see, it is pretty tight. I can try and go from the other side. It's not giving way. There we go. Yeah, be very careful not to damage the screw, because otherwise you'll have to find another one. Right. Now what you are able to do is you are able to tear the hook in such a way that you can adjust it. I changed my camera position so I'm sitting directly on top of this mechanism. You can actually see that just by gently pushing with my hand I can move it forward, or I can move it backwards. Right. And depending if I have to move it left or right, I will go one way or another. When I'm happy, I would go back to the bolt we tightened before and tighten it again. There we go, back here. We take our Allen key again and make sure this is nice and tight, because otherwise during the stitching at high speed this is going to loosen up, it's going to go out of sync, and you're going to have the same problem again. All right. Now, done that, and I'm back on top of the mechanism here. We want to check that the hook is actually in the right position. If it's not, we have to go back again. See, this is going all the way back, right? So it's behind the needle. Should be behind, but not too far behind. This is probably too far, so we may want to adjust it a little bit more. Thread should be behind this thing, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. And once you're happy with that position of the hook, then you're done. We can put everything back together. So this part goes first, and make sure this little metal pin is at the bottom, like this. Whoop, and this will just slot in. Unfortunately it's on the wrong side, so there we go. Here, now 1 and 2, and then lift this, put it down, and make sure that this part hooks in the right place. And then after that we have our plastic cover. Done with that, we just get our metal plate back into place, front side. Here it is. One, two, three, four. You can go with your 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, it's ready to go. Apologies for the video, it's not of the best quality, but hopefully that gave you a head start if you have the same problem.